I fly all the time, so I have status, so I get bumped up. I buy the cheap ticket in the back because that's what I can afford, but I fly so much every once in a while, they're like, why don't you come on up to the front, you know? So sometimes I get first class, and I get really pumped when I get first class because I take advantage, you know? Some people are like, I'm like Kathy Bates on the Titanic. I'm new money, you know? I'm not respected by the elders. They're like, he's not used to this, you know? But today, we got bumped up to Delta Comfort, which is just it's like business class. It's still nice, very nice. I love being bumped up to that. But they put me in the row right behind first class, which is just rude. You can still see everything they get, but you're back here not getting it. It's like I bought a first row ticket to look at their privilege, you know? Just watch somebody. We were watching a guy in first class on his phone, and he paid his American Express bill. His American Express bill was $160,000, and then he paid it, and then just went right back to watching lacrosse. And I'm like, what? Fly private. Like, that should be my seat. If you're casually paying off $160,000 worth of Amex bills and then just going back to... That was me doing a lacrosse attempt right there. I think you should be flying private. And I'm not saying because he's rich he's evil or anything. I'm not trying to imply that. What makes him evil is he denied the snacks. If you've ever sat in first class, they feed you and then they come around with a bucket of snacks and you can pick whatever you want. And that's where I turn into Kathy Bates from Titanic and I'm like, just dump them in my lap, all right? I'm going to take all of them. But most people respectfully take one or two, and he took none. He went, and I'm like, you turn down free snacks, you're evil. Don't trust that person, because that's the amount of discipline you need to like pollute a lake, you know? That's the amount of internal discipline you need to close a community center and go, no, this is a condo now, walk along. If he would have taken the snacks, I would have been like, this is a good man. But he was also that new breed of middle-aged dude. You know the new breed of middle-aged dude where they're like jacked and have sleeve tattoos, but they're in their 50s? It's just this new breed, and you're like, what era are you from? Like, you make no sense. You're jacked, but you're not healthy either. Like, they also, you know what I mean? Like, big arms, but you get like, your heart's not healthy. Like, you definitely have a clogged artery in there. That's pretty sure you can't run, you know? It's like that kind of jacked. It's the but you're like, man, that's for show, you know? Like, what happens if you really gotta go? Yeah, you don't have it. And he's just honest. It's the worst kind of muscles to have where you just have big arms and then because you don't do anything with them. We just see you in public. You ever see a dude with big arms and he's just texting? It's just these giant arms. It just looks like he's picking a lock or something. What are you swinging all those kettlebells for when you got emails to write on a tiny phone? You gotta keep those fingers nimble there. That's what you gotta do. You can't... It's because everyone's on that Nugenics, you know? I don't know if you guys watch ESPN, but they have commercials for this pill Nugenics like all the time. It's all these retired athletes that go up to regular men just living their lives and they go, hey, you look like crap. You should try Nugenics. And then they go, no, I'm okay. And then their wife goes, well, actually. And then the guy's like gobbling the pills down, swinging a kettlebell. Like, I don't want to do that, you know? I want to age, I just want to be a regular elderly person. If I'm lucky enough to make it to that era of my life, I don't want to be the guy that's like, what if I was like 70 and ripped? No! No one's seen a 70-year-old who's ripped and went, hell yeah. It's like you're in shape, but you're not. Like, it's jacked, but the skin, it just looks like, you know what I mean? It just looks like they threw an old tarp over a brick wall, and you're like, it's hard, but not in the right ways. This is all wrong. I just want to get regular old, you know? Just slowly stop. Just be calm. I don't know, everyone's so afraid to get old now. I used to work in a retirement home in high school. I worked for 4 years at a retirement home. And so I have a different perspective on getting old. It looks badass. I worked with a bunch of elderly people that told you exactly what they thought. And in between telling you their blunt, unfiltered opinions, they just hung out. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. I want to just sit around and go, the salad is wrong. That's like the idea. That's what you should be shooting for. Not like, I'm a 70-year-old jiu-jitsu black. Why? Your joints are screaming. You're not fooling anybody. This is fun. This is the opposite of where I was last week. I was in Portland, Oregon last week. Very fun place. The opposite of here. It's my first time here. I don't even know that. I was in Portland, and I got off the train. I took the train in from Seattle, got off the train, and there was a girl who I hope was on drugs. You ever meet someone like that where you're like, ooh, I hope that's not permanent. I hope that was a decision, and you're having a great time while the rest of us are mortified. She was like doing this on a street pole, just rubbing on it like a bear trying to get an itch or something, just like this. And as I'm walking by, she goes, "You look like Jesus." That's what she said. And I said, "Thank you." And I kept walking, because you don't stop for that. You keep walking, maybe even pick up the pace a tad. And as I'm walking by, she goes, "Throw me a blessing, Jesus." I can't let my children down, so I wanted to throw her a blessing. What if this is a big moment in her life? But I didn't know how. I don't know how to throw a blessing, so I just did the first thing that came to mind and just went, "You got it." That's how I threw my first blessing ever. I just pointed at her and said, "You got it." You know, just like Jesus would have done. I'm sure that's how he did it back in the day. Came into town, someone's like, "Help this blind man." "You got it." "Colors." That's how he worked his magic. That's good. I'm married, in case that was a question. I have a wife. We have a regular married life. We sleep on a memory foam mattress. That's what we sleep on at home. That is a married person's mattress. It's memory foam. That mattress is made for sleeping and sleeping only. That is, do not do anything else on that mattress. Not made for that. It's not why scientists came together to make that mattress. It's made for resting comfortably, and that's it. I know that because I've tried. Try having sex on it. It's the worst. It's like trying to have sex in quicksand. It sucks. You get one thrust and you both just start sinking in. Just stay calm, baby. It makes it worse. Just stay calm. I'm calling the cat over. We need help, Jessica. I have a cat named Jessica. That's a high-end mattress, the memory foam mattress. That's an expensive mattress. I don't make that kind of money. This is why we have the mattress. My mother-in-law lives in Palm Springs, and an old guy died. That's the whole story. We got his memory foam mattress. It's the circle of life. That's how things work. It's work their way around. It's not creepy. He never got to sleep in it. He bought it, never got to open it, and passed away. It's not like I have some creepy, haunted mattress at home. It's new. It's brand new. But it did make me feel bad for him, because that meant this old guy died in, like, an uncomfortable mattress. Probably having to stare at the world's most comfortable mattress, like, in the corner. And he's like, "I should really call my grandson over to open the..." And now I have weird sex on it. That's how that works. My wife and I, we voted for Hillary, and that didn't work out. I don't know if you guys got the news. That did not. That pony did not place. We tried. We tried. Everyone in my neighborhood is sad, and they're hoping he fails. I'm not. I'm rooting for him because I live here. That's my reason for rooting for him. I hope he doesn't do all the crazy stuff he said, but I'm rooting for him because it's weird to root against the president of the country you live in. That's like rooting against your parents. And then coming home and being surprised the fridge is empty. That's like, yeah, you booed Mom and Dad enough, and now there's no Sunny D. How do you feel about it? I'll be honest, I'm still nervous. I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm nervous. Because historically, nothing good has ever happened when the rednecks are happy. I'm not saying that can't change in the next 4 years, but in our history, that's never been the case. In our history, anytime there's a bunch of people going, woohoo! That's followed by centuries of the rest of us going, we are so sorry. Those people were out of line. I apologize. They are no longer in charge. So divided. I can feel it this year. Everyone just picked a side and went, ugh. Doesn't matter who you voted for, we all just look at each other like, there's one of them. Look at his stupid face. His stupid face, yeah. It's so weird. I blame the internet. I blame Facebook, social media. I don't think we're all supposed to know each other. I don't think we're all supposed to be connected. I don't think that was ever the plan. Because it ruined things. You can't have acquaintances anymore. Remember acquaintances? They're people you kind of knew. And that was it. His name's Rich. He works at the hardware store. We talk about sports. And that is all you knew about Rich. And it was fine. And that's all you needed to know about Rich. But no more. Now you got to be friends with Rich on Facebook. And you're like, oh my God. Rich is in the Ku Klux Klan. I had no idea. I thought he just loved the Chargers, but no, there's more. And he's a high-ranking member. He's wearing a purple robe. He's not a foot soldier. He's doing their bookkeeping. This was unexpected. So weird. I did some adult things this year. I did do that. I fixed a toilet at my house, which I'm really proud of. Thank you. Yeah, most people are like, who cares? Well, you don't know enough about me, all right? I grew up without a dad, and I've rented my entire life, okay? You don't fix things when you rent. Let me tell you homeowners about that. You don't fix things when you rent. You work around them until the lease is up, and then you go rent a new place with a working whatever that is. That's how it works. But my wife she didn't grow up that way. So I came home from the road, and she's like, the toilet's hissing. And I'm like, okay, well, we got 3 more months. And then we'll find a place without a hissing toilet. And she goes, you gotta go fix it. And well, why me? That's sexist. Why do I have to go? Neither of us know how to use that Stanley tool set your mom bought us for Christmas. Like, why do I have to go? That's not fair. But she's like, you got it. So I went in there. And by the way, it wasn't a bowl issue. Any idiot with 4 arms can fix a bowl issue. I was working in the tank, all right? That's the motherboard of the toilet. People make a living off of working in the tank, all right? They go to community college for a couple years to learn how to work in the tank. That's just not anybody off the street messing around in the tank in there. I don't know if you flipped a tank open recently. How archaic is that business in there? Has that ever been updated? They just made one invention on the toilet tank and like, yeah, we're good forever. That'll be good. That ought to work for the rest of the time. I looked in there. It looked like an erector set from the 50s. That's what it looked like in there. Or it reminded me of that board game Mousetrap. Remember Mousetrap? That's what's in there. You hit the lever, a marble comes down, Jolly Green Giant flies over, a flap opens up. I couldn't make sense of it. I'm just staring into the tank, and the worst part is I can see my own dumb face in the reflection in the bottom of the tank. It's staring back at you, and I'm hoping for like a Disney moment, like maybe the water will ripple away. And there's my dad staring back at me like, adjust the float, son. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Dad. And then he ripples away. Yeah, that didn't happen. I had to go on YouTube. That's how I fixed it. I had to go on YouTube I had to watch a video someone else's dad made so I could fix my toilet. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much for playing all. Hey, everybody. Everyone's excited?
For you.
Hey, what's that?
I grew my hair out for you.
Well, that's a horrible mistake. What a mistake. I cut mine. I kind of like it. I used to look like Jesus, now I look like Sid from Toy Story. I'm taking the look, man. I look like I destroy toys. Give me an erector set and a Barbie doll, I will ruin a child's weekend. Are we rolling?
You're chewing like a cow.
Am I chewing like a cow? Here's what I do with my gum. I put her in the front, so it makes me look like a country bumpkin. Got a little bit of dip up in the front lip, a little tobacco juice.
I'm chewing like a cow too.
Oh yeah. Put a pause on that, sweetheart, while we're making video magic over here. Right now, driving over here yonder on 8, heading east, going to Phoenix. Right now is the part of the drive I like to call the treadmill. You see, you're moving. You can tell you're moving. GPS says you're moving. Speedometer's pegged at 80, but everything's looking the same, like you're on a treadmill. You're moving, but you ain't. It's nice to be out here. I drove out here. I drove from San Diego in my Honda Fit. It's not the car you want to drive through the desert, but I did it, man. People respect you. Everyone else is in something cool, something lifted, and you're like, oh, all right, groceries? You getting some? You're going real far to get some groceries. Just riding that Fit, baby. Yeah. It's nice. I drove because I usually fly. I love to fly because it's quicker. Quicker is better all the time. But I'm scared to fly right now, not even for the virus. Like, I'll wear the mask, but sometimes people won't, and you're just not going to get where you're going. How many times have you seen that on the news? Some dude who wore a mask through security, through the airport, bought a Starbucks, and then as soon as he sits down, goes, no mas. It's over. And people are like, dude, we're on our way to the thing we're going to. No, you're not. Or the people that wait till it's like in midair and they're like, to hell with this! And then they gotta turn around, so I was afraid that was gonna happen. And I was gonna miss my shows next time. Look at that. Another good way to make enemies out here. Old boy yonder just did it to me. You pull out and you mess up my cruise control. Got my cruise control set here at 80 mph, and you pull in front, and I gotta shut off my cruise control. You're as good as dead to me, partner. You got some automobile issues. I'm not going to be pulling over, helping you with my AAA card. It's over. Cut off. This is the last show of the weekend, and this has been great for me because I live in San Diego, where this is highly illegal. This is not allowed at all. If you want to find a comedy show in San Diego, you'd have an easier time finding an illegal like cockfighting ring. Like you'd have a better time going, hey, is there some dogfighting we can go bet on? Is that around? To find a comedy show in San Diego, you have to like know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy, and they'll like text you something or slip a letter under your door. They're like, meet at the park at noon, and you're like, all right. And then we'll try to put on a show. But here, it's just happening. It's just going. Arizona never followed the rules, and you guys aren't starting now. You put your foot down first on, what was that, daylight savings time? What is it, like the rest of the world does it, or something? The rest of the world. There's people in Ecuador going, it's spring forward? And people in Arizona going, we are doing none of that. It is the same time all the time here. This is Arizona. So I'm not surprised you guys are treating this all the same. It's good. It's just surprising because I haven't done comedy indoors in so long. You know, I was just like, how's this gonna work? Is it gonna be normal? Is it gonna be whatever? Is it gonna be what's gonna happen? I walk up the mall and then I look and there's an axe throwing thing. And I'm like, well, if that's going on, Pretty sure they'll let me tell jokes inside. That was the best over there. Yesterday was the first show. I came in, I watched the dude throw an axe. He still had the mask on. He has the mask on. He's like, I don't want to catch COVID. Watch out, honey! And he's throwing medieval weaponry through the air. Hammered, by the way. Like a bucket of Bud Lights right next to him. Just fucking sharp steel through a business. But he's still like, and I was like, well, pick one. And I'm not knocking on anyone who's trying to be safe. Be safe. But also, maybe don't throw an axe. It's contradicting ideals right there. We're here in the Sahara Desert. I'm kidding, it's just Glamis. So, there's white trash right over there. This is great. I don't know how sand dunes came to be. While we were driving up here, I said, I think this means that this used to be the ocean. But I don't know that for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if those guys in the four-wheelers just brought all this sand out from all the liberal beaches. I'll be honest with you guys, I usually get a tank of gas anytime it goes down to half a tank. There's my Honda Fit right there. Right there. But I didn't do it. Now we're at less than half a tank of gas. And I'm trying to keep this in my heart, but there's a genuine fear that what happened in that movie, The Hills Have Eyes, will happen here. I mean, if there are going to be mutants that are going to come out and attack us because we ran out of gas, this is the setting. And I feel like they're going to come out of right there. So I brought my girlfriend and we made a weekend out of it. It was fun. We stopped in Glamis to go to the sand dunes. I don't know if anyone's ever gone to the sand dunes. It's really nice. It's very picturesque. It's a long drive to go to... like if you don't have a dune buggy or a dirt bike, you're really wasting your time out there, man. Like, I thought there was going to be more to it, but it's just, it's a beach without water. That's what it is. And if you don't have stuff to enjoy the sand, you're just standing there going, oh, okay, all right. Have we taken a selfie facing that way yet? Let's do that. You get all your selfies done in like 7 minutes, and then you spend another 7 minutes just going, you good? Yeah, let's go. Let's get out of here. Worth it. It was exciting. My girlfriend grew up in Toronto, and she's been in the States for a few years, but she's never really been to Arizona. She's like, what's Arizona? Like, I was trying to explain it to her on the long drive. And I was like, like this, kind of like that. And then we pulled up at the hotel. I'm staying at a hotel. I don't want to give my hotel away, but it's there's a Cabela's in front of it. Just in case anyone hates the show and wants to kill me later, you're gonna have to pass the Cabela's. And then I'm trying to explain to her what Arizona's like, and as we pull up to the hotel we're staying at, there's like 50 motorcycles parked out front with a motorcycle gang just hanging out there. I'm like, it's like this. I think this is what it's like. And I didn't know what was going on, but I told this story at the first show and someone yelled out, it's Bike Week. Yeah, it's Bike Week. Which I'm like, well, what a great time to bring Zoltan into town. It's Bike Week. We got motorcycle gangs from all over hanging out. Hey, where's that one comedian that tells cat jokes? Get his ass in here. We need to drum up some business. So I'm pulling into a parking lot with 50 motorcycles and 50 bikers in a Honda Fit, just like... And I park and I turn to my girlfriend, I'm like, play it cool. And she's like, how? I'm like, I'm not sure. But I just smiled a lot. That's all I do when I'm nervous. I'm still wearing my mask, but they can tell from the crinkles in my eyes. Everything good? And I was looking at the bikers' patches. I was trying, because I watch a lot of Gangland. I know what to look out for. I would have said 1%er, we're staying at the Ramada. We ain't staying here. I was trying to eyeball their patches. I couldn't quite make sense of it. And all I kept seeing was they were all from the same group, and they were called the Choir Boys. And at first I'm like, oh. But then I'm like, well, what if it's ironic? And so I was like, man, what if they're like, because they spell the S with a Z, it's boys. And I'm like, I don't like that. So I did the responsible thing once I checked into my room, read on Wikipedia what the hell are the choir boys. Turns out they are a fundraising organization of bikers, and they raise money for the family members of fallen police officers. So they're good. They do a great thing. That's awesome. Don't judge your book by its cover. And once I read that, I turned to my girlfriend. I'm like, it's all right. They're just old Boy Scouts. That's all they are. It's just, they got a different uniform and a different mode of transportation. And those are just some old Boy Scouts out there doing good stuff. It's a good lesson. Don't judge a book by its cover. They might look terrifying, but they might just be raising money for good. Yeah. Although they did have a party last night where it looked pretty scary out at the pool. I was still looking out there, I'm like, no, they're still bikers. Like they're raising money, but they're also raising hell. Look at that. Going on a hike. Glendale, Arizona, because we got, you can only walk around the mall for so long. So we looked up all trails, and they said this one's moderate. Who says it's moderate? Is it a guy like me, or is it a guy with all quads? Of course you can say hi.
Hi.
That's Emma. No last name given. Keep your anonymity.
Keep me on DL.
On the DL. When you're a Steelers shirt.
It's not mine.
It's mine. Are you a big Steelers fan?
I don't watch sports.
There you have it, folks. That's him. We just met a shirtless guy on a hike. Every hike has a shirtless guy. And every shirtless guy on a hike looks like he hasn't taken his shirt off in about 13 years. Farmer's tan all up and over. And I'm not making fun of him, that's me. That's why I keep my shirt on. Because I don't want to be a shirtless guy on a hike. Is he still back there? You gotta whisper, because your voice echoes out here in the wilderness. And then he can just run back and kill us. I wanna be on Netflix, not for being murdered. Yeah, we just passed a running guy on a hike. Every hike always has a guy running on it for no reason, even though the terrain says, please don't run, you're gonna trip all your teeth. There's always a guy running. Just to make your workout seem like less of a workout, there's always someone doing just a little bit more. Oh, every hike, without fail. Shirtless guy and running guy. Sometimes it's the same guy. Sometimes I get to the top of the hike and there's someone that looks like they shouldn't be able to make it up here, and they're up there. And you're panting and they look okay. You're like, what? Did you Uber a helicopter up here? How'd you pull this off? Here we are at the summit. Not really. There's more to go. I don't even know if you can call this a summit. It's more of a hill than a mountain, but it's hot, so it makes it feel like a mountain. I'm here next to this old cactus. Look at that. It's real Arizona. Actually, this isn't real Arizona. That American flag up on the hill, that's real Arizona. We'll get a better shot of that in a few more minutes. We made it to the top of Mount Everest, Arizona. I don't know what the name of this mountain is, but here's the flag I was talking about earlier. Amongst all this nature, Arizona is really patriotic. This is making me feel patriotic, to be honest with you. This is why my mom immigrated from Budapest, Hungary to the great United States. So her firstborn son can perform at a mall, and on his time off, hike up to the top of a hill overlooking a freeway to talk next to Old Glory and breathe heavily.
So much has changed. It's been crazy. Debates, I watched the debates. I watched the boring one this week. Wasn't it nice to watch a boring debate? Woo! Yeah, great. It made me feel nostalgic. Yeah. Halfway through, I'm like, it was boring as hell until a fly showed up. It was the most exciting part of the debates. A fly showed up. It's like if you imagine watching it with someone from the future, and they're like, dude, can we change the channel? And the dude from the future's like, just wait. There's gonna be a fly coming in here, and it's gonna be the most exciting part of the debates. It was nice to just have a boring debate, you know? Like I've been watching, I was disappointed in the first debate because I was so excited for it. Because I've been watching sports without a crowd. And has anyone else been trying to enjoy that? It's hard, isn't it? We're trying. I got a fantasy football team. I'm trying, but man, it's not the same. It's kind of like watching a T-ball game, but none of the kids are yours. You know, you're just like, yeah. Just try harder. I feel like you're not playing hard. I just have that feeling. They're like, I guess it just feels like the athletes didn't think the season was going to happen either. Everyone just showed up chubby. You know, Harden looked chubby in the NBA. He's like, what, we're playing? Oh, damn it. He had like a napkin in his jersey. He's like, oh. Thought it was buffet season. I didn't know we were playing. It's just weird. That's why I was excited for the debates. I'm like, oh, cool, we can watch some. But debates without a crowd, that sucked too. The debates without a crowd, it just looked like a Thanksgiving dinner where the family left the room to let the grandpas argue it out. That's what it looked like. That's what that first debate looked like. Like if they would have panned that hard camera to the left, they would have seen a full living room of just a family watching football going, are they still arguing over there? Bunch of weirdos.
Main salute. Arizona might be the most patriotic state in the nation. They put a flag right here at the top. They could have put a giant cactus or a statue of Steve Nash, but they decided stars and stripes. Hell yeah, baby. I got that on video. You can see so much from up here. Look down there. There's Venice, Arizona. Those are the Venice canals. All natural. It's a natural golf course right in the middle there. It's where the Inca used to play, I think back in the 1500s, I believe, before Columbus came over and fought the Spaniards for the golf lands. Somewhere up here you can see where the Cardinals play. Oh boy, it's so dry. Watch your step when you do. Just missed it. I just tripped. So hopefully Emma can catch it. We try to do it naturally, which happens quite a bit. I don't know, not some mountain goat. Whoa. Did my butt look cute?
I think so.
Nice. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen.
Zoltan can't multitask.
Are you
So
trash
he
talking?
asked me to film. He can't film, walk, and talk at the same time. He tried it and he tripped. So now he's like, hey, can you walk and film and not talk while I walk and try to talk?
What are you saying?
Nothing. Just talking to myself. Ain't that right?
Yep. What'd you say?
Nothing.
You trash talking me so hard. Here we are, post-hike, enjoying Chipotle. We are in strip mall heaven, or hell, however you look at it, so I knew wherever we were gonna eat, it was gonna be a chain. America. Although I gotta say, I haven't been to Chipotle since the last time I performed at this club, which was like a year and a half ago. They make decent food. You know, who am I, Anthony Bourdain with an educated tongue? No. I'm just me. I grew up in the trailer park on TV dinners. This is a delicacy.
But I don't want anyone to get disillusioned and think comedy's always like this, where I would come out and people are like, yeah, this is fun. You know, it's not always like that. There's years, many years, where you're performing and in your head, it's going so bad, you're just like, man, maybe I can still get a real job. I mean, that's still an option. I used to perform in colleges, you guys. In 2015, that was my first year of getting to be a full-time comedian, where I got to quit my day job and just do this, which is really, it took 9 years to get to that point, so it took a long-ass time. And I got to book all these colleges, and colleges pay well, right? Because they're selling those kids kind of an education. But also some entertainment, and that's where I come in. So I got booked to all these colleges, and some of the shows were good, and some of them were horrible. Most were pretty rough. But I remember one time I did a show in Pittsburgh at Washington Jefferson University, right outside of Pittsburgh. And I showed up in the small room, there's 10 kids there for the show. And I'm like, that's enough to have a show. The 10 is enough. But the girl that was running it was like, hey, can we wait a few more minutes? Because I think some more people are showing up. And I was like, sure. And we waited 10 minutes, and nobody else showed up, but those first 10 people left. So, the girl that was running the show, she was very sweet. She goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, it's okay. And she's just like, here you go, here's your check. I guess we're not doing a show. And I went, never apologize for this. This is amazing. He just handed me a check, and I didn't have to perform for 10 18-year-olds. This is amazing. So I went back to the Marriott and got drunk. It was great. And so the next night, I'm at Penn State Harrisburg, and I walk into a similar situation. I walk in, it's like a big cafeteria type thing, like cafe, and there's a stage area about this size, and there's no one sitting here. And about like 50 yards away, there's like 3 students studying. They don't know about the show. They're in a different part of the building. They're so far away. And I walk in and I'm like, here we go. Hand me that check. I'm ready to order a drink at the Marriott. And then the girl comes up to me at that show and goes, well, we paid you. And I was like, what do you mean? And she goes, well, go up there. And I'm like, there's nobody there. And she's like, all right. What? So I had to walk on stage in front of nobody and start doing this. I don't know if you know this, but you're an integral part of this. Like, honestly, for a second, take yourselves out of this room and leave me in it. I look like a lunatic. You guys are very important in this, but there's no one here. And I walk on stage, I'm like, oh my God. So I just start yelling to the 3 students studying, trying to chase their dreams. And I'm like, please stop chasing your goals and your wants and your needs in life, and please come up and listen to me do stand-up. And they kind of didn't want to, but I just kept yelling at them until they couldn't study any longer. And they did, and I got 3 students in the front, and I'm starting to do the show. It's still just as horrible as you would imagine. There's 3 kids instead of none, so at least there's eyeballs to stare at me and judge harshly. And I'm doing my act, and about 15 minutes into my 60-minute set, one of the students gets up to leave. And as they're pushing the double doors open to leave, I go, what was it? Was it the cat jokes? Just trying to say anything, right? And he just looks at me, and he just goes, I just can't. And he pushes the doors open and walks out. Like, that kid left with a piece of my soul. Do you understand? Like, I still dream about him sometimes. And he did that 15 minutes in. I had 45 more minutes to do after that. And I just watched him leave with a piece of my soul. And I went back to the other kids, and I'm like, comedy. And I wish I could lie to you guys and tell you it's the worst show that I've ever done. It's not. It's not. It just isn't, man. The worst show that I ever did was in my hometown in San Diego, California. I got hired to do a comedy club downtown. It was a private event. It was for a lady's 50th birthday party. And the way she was celebrating was she rented out the entire comedy club for her and her 9 friends. Yeah. And they sat in a row in a line, like a firing squad. And the comics just had to come up and just dance for her, pretty much. It was the closest I ever felt to being a court jester. Just like, just waiting for them to go yay or nay. Just waiting, like, am I going to be killed? What's happening? So I show up to the club, I see this situation, I'm like, well, this looks like the worst. And they come up to me and they go, listen, you're going on last. You only have to do 10 minutes, and you'll know your time is up when you see the birthday cake coming up the side, and that's when you're just going to start singing happy birthday, and that's how the show's going to end. I'm like, that sounds absolutely horrible. But I guess that's what we're doing, right? So I'm on stage, I'm doing the best that I can with 9 people in an empty, cavernous comedy club, and it's going horribly. I'm bombing, of course I am. There's no other situation. And I feel like 10 minutes is coming up, so I'm trying to wrap up my set. So I asked the birthday girl, I'm like, excuse me, are you single or are you in a relationship? And she was kind of cool before, now she's no longer cool. She's like, I don't want to, And I was like, whoa, easy, I'm not trying to hit on you or anything, I'm just trying to get into my last joke. Are you single or are you in a relationship? She's like, I don't want to, And then a huddle breaks out between her and her friends, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then after like a 10-second, 15-second huddle, she pops up out of the huddle like a whack-a-mole. She just pops up, looks into my eyes, and just goes, I'm a widow. And I was like, yes! And that hit me right in the soul. And as soon as she got the last W out of widow, here comes the cake. So now I'm just like, I am happy birthday to you. And that was by a mile the worst show that I've ever done. So I really appreciate you guys just being here, honestly. So much better than either of those situations.